8 o'clock. Hey, Dee Marie, thank you for joining. I'm so glad. Thank you. I'm so excited that all you guys are here today. It is called Content to Clients Masterclass, hosted by yours truly, Nina Nicole. I value your time. Hey, Sharice, thank you for joining. I hope that you guys, I value your time. So I hope that this is going to go from 60 to 90 minutes. I do talk fast, so maybe hopefully it's shorter than that. But I do want to give you guys the content and the value that you came here for. So let's get started. So first, hi Nakia, thanks for joining. A couple of housekeeping rules. There's a little delay on my computer from what you guys see on the screen. So if it's a delay, it's okay. But anyway, welcome. I would like all you guys to turn off your phones, close all your internet tabs, grab a pen and paper. Hey, Tina, thank you for joining me. Grab a pen and paper to take a lot of notes. If I talk fast, put something in the comments because I know that I do. So I want you to get the most out of this class. And the way that you get the most out of this class is if I have your undivided attention. If you turn off all your notifications, turn off your phones, leave your phone on vibrate, close all internet tabs, and give me your full undivided attention, okay? So why are you here? I know that you guys are here because you told me that you want more clients, right? You told me that you want more discovery calls booked. You want more engagement on your social media platforms. You want to sell your products, programs, and services. Okay. However, when I did a survey, a lot of you guys told me that you were having certain challenges. So the certain challenges that you were having were you struggle with engaging on social media. You struggle with creating content. You struggle with planning content, and you don't know what your clients want, and you don't think you're a great writer, and you don't know what to say when it comes to posting content on social media. Right? So today is going to be a good day because I have content. This masterclass was designed for you to help you overcome those challenges that you're having on social media, right? So I want to dive right into the content. So today, what you're going to find out is you're going to find out how to find out what your clients really want. You're going to find out what to say on social media when you don't know what to say. You're going to find out the 5 different types of content to post. You're going to create content themes, how to create content themes for your business. And you're going to learn how to repurpose content. You're going to learn how to schedule and automate content. Just a brief overview. We're not going to get too techy, so don't worry. And at the end, I'm going to give you an offer, a Black Friday offer, where you can learn more and invite you to learn more with me to be transparent. So for the people who are on the line that I did not speak with and do not know me, my name is Nina Nicole. That's me on the left in Australia, then me on the right in Thailand and in Myanmar, and with my love in New York City. And I share this, I want to tell you a brief story. I started my business a little over 10 years ago in Las Vegas, Nevada. And when I started my business, I had a SCORE mentor who told me to go out networking. So I went networking to networking event after networking event. And if you live in Las Vegas, you know that it's very hot. So I used to go to 3 networking events a day, a lot, when I didn't have a car. So I was on the bus taking 2 or 3 buses to get to event after event to go networking. And usually 9 times out of 10, I came back empty-handed. And I was discouraged. I was frustrated. People only wanted to pay me in yogurt and vitamins. And I was just so fed up. But the thing was, it was so funny because I was a writer. I was writing for SEO firms and internet marketing firms and eye doctors and criminal lawyers and things like that, right? I was a writer, but it never dawned on me to create my own content marketing business or do content marketing for my own business until I spoke with one of my colleagues, and my colleague was like, Nina, you already write this, so why don't you write for yourself and get clients what you're doing for your other clients. And I'm like, yeah, why was I listening to my score mentor going out networking? So anyway, long story short, I started to do blogging and do more social media and write the content that I'm going to teach you here. And I started to get clients from my online efforts, from writing blog posts and press release and doing social media posts and things like that. And it was effortless, where I didn't have to go to network. I wasn't just location based. I was able to get clients in Canada and Texas and New York. I was able to get clients across the globe instead of being stuck to my one location. And that allowed me to move to Thailand for 15 months and just travel, go to some of my favorite places. Now I'm back in New York and I spend time with my love, but we still like to travel. We just came back from Italy in July and we had so much fun. But I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this to share with you that you don't have to reinvent the wheel, because yes, networking is good and there's nothing like in-person connection. But when you're going around, like running around 3 times a day, with a chicken with your head cut off, that gets tiring and it gets stressful and you want to see a better way, right? And online has made it easier than ever to get in touch with your ideal client. There's about 7.6 billion people in the world, right? And then think about it. 1 billion of those people are on Instagram. 1 billion of those people are on Facebook, right? So your people, your target market is out there. They're on Instagram. They're on Facebook. They're on these social media channels looking for you, looking to invest in your programs, products, or services, and looking to connect with you. However, the challenge is that you told me that you're having a challenge creating content, but that's okay, because I want to share that with you. I want to share how you can overcome those challenges today. Okay, so let's dive right into the content. So when it comes to creating content on social media or content in general, the first thing you have to do is really get clear on who your target market is, right? And then you have to perform market research, because your ideal clients will tell you exactly what they want to hear from you. They will tell you exactly what they need. Okay. Hi, Shawanda. Thank you for joining us. So they will tell you exactly what they need. And this is where it comes in. Market research is going to be the foundation of the content you create in the future. Okay. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do market research. And let me tell you that market research is an ongoing thing. It's just not like you do market research once and you forget about it. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be this whole grand data analytic thing, right? Or whatever. So there's so many easy ways to do market research. My first and favorite way is using a tool called SurveyMonkey. And what SurveyMonkey is just a survey platform that allows you to ask specific questions to your audience, right? So you can create a survey in SurveyMonkey, like I did. Most of you probably took the survey that I asked. You could take a survey and ask specific questions on the survey. For example, if you're like a weight loss coach and you're looking to get weight loss clients, you can say something like, I'm thinking about doing a 27-day detox program, right? How would that look for you? What is your challenges with your weight? What is your challenges with energy? You can ask specific questions, and then your target market will tell you, well, I don't really want a 27-day detox program. I really want a juicing program so I can have more energy, so I can feel lighter, so my digestive system can be better, because I feel sluggish, I feel low energy. They're going to tell you exactly what they're feeling. Okay. So that's one way where you can find out exactly what your target market wants from you. And there's a way to do that. The second way is to go to forums. There's forums like Quora, even Reddit, right? Quora or Reddit, what they are, there are just discussion forums where people congregate, like-minded people congregate on a specific topic. So you can go to these forums and ask specific questions to your ideal clients and say, hey, I'm a weight loss coach. I want to know, what are you struggling with when it comes to weight loss? What would a program look like for you? And what are your challenges right now, right? So you're going to be listening to what they're saying, and you're going to be listening for specific keywords that they're saying to you, because they'll tell you specific keywords that, like, I'm struggling with weight loss. I feel like I've done everything. I hate going to the gym. They're going to start telling you, and you're going to take those words that they're using and you're going to put them on a piece of paper because you're going to need to use those later. Okay. So, that's where you listen. Another way is Facebook groups. Facebook groups is so phenomenal. It has taken the world by storm. Like in the last few years, Facebook group, it's never been easier to connect with your ideal clients. And I believe most of you, I found you or you found me through a Facebook group. So with Facebook groups, most groups have the option where you can post your content. So when you're posting content, you can, in some groups, they allow you to create a poll or whatever. So you can create polls based on the questions you want to ask your target audience. If you guys are with me so far, or if you have questions, please ask in the comments and I'll get to you. So Facebook groups, that gives you the opportunity because you can actually see who's answering the questions, and then you can go deeper. If they say, oh, I want to lose weight, and then you can go deeper and say, hey, why do you want to lose weight? And they'll tell you, I want to look sexier for my husband. I want to have more energy. I want to look good in my dress. I want to wear the pants that I did when I was 17 in high school. They'll tell you. So another couple of ways that I wanted to share with you that I did not mention here, but I do want to mention really quick before we move on to the next slide is I want to tell you basically, before we move on to the next slide, is who is your competition, right? Who is your competition? Go to your competition's websites, go to their webinars, and this is doing this authentically. It's not going and stealing their clients from them. That's not the case. That's not what I want you to do. But what I want you to do is do some competitive research, which, a disclaimer here, I don't really believe in competition because I believe in abundance, right? But I would love for you to go to your competitors' websites and their webinars and see the kind of content they're producing, but not only the content they're producing, go and see the kind of questions that their target market is asking them. See what their target market is asking them at the end or during their Q&A, because 9 times out of 10, that person that's asking their question, there's 15, 20 other people thinking that same question. So you can use those questions to start creating your content, and we'll go into that later. Another way where I want to do, and I don't know because my slides are good, but I don't want to mess up the slides here to go onto Amazon. But if you go to Amazon, Amazon is the biggest seller of everything, right? However, there are books on Amazon. You go into the Amazon bestsellers list, right? And you see the top books. Let's just say weight loss, for example. I like using weight loss because it's relatable and easy. And you go look at the top books on weight loss or fat loss or whatever, diet and exercise, and you're going to go see those top sellers. First of all, you're going to see what's selling, what people are buying. And then second of all, you're going to go and look at those reviews. Look at the Amazon reviews of the people that are buying the book, and they're saying things. And they're saying things like, I was feeling sluggish and I was feeling like I had low energy, but when I bought this book, I was happy and free or whatever, and now I lost 5 pounds. It was no gimmicks, no tricks, no fluff, no fad diets, right? They're going to say those words, and the most 9 times out of 10, you're going to see like 5 or 10 people saying the same exact thing. So when you see those 5 or 10 people saying the same exact thing, you can use those words like no gimmicks, it's not a fad, use those words. Or even if they're using trigger words like struggling and challenging, overwhelmed, frustrated, disappointed, discouraged, you're going to use those words as well in your content and in your copy, okay? So that's for market research. I cannot stress this enough. If you want to create compelling content, you're going to have an ongoing market research strategy to ask your clients or your potential clients questions on an ongoing basis, because they're going to evolve and their needs and their desires are going to change. But just to get the foundation, you want to really dive deep into that market research to find out what your clients really want from you. They'll tell you. Actually, I also wanted to share with you, once you start getting questions and getting this content, and SurveyMonkey, by the way, if you get responses, you can invite them to do a phone call with you and actually get them on the phone. And it's strictly for market research. You're not selling anything. You're getting them on the phone and you're interviewing them and you're going deeper into their challenges that they're experiencing. And they're going to tell you exactly what they're experiencing. That way you can create the content and create products, programs, and services that will help them get to their goal faster. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay. So now that we have market research, we got to think about content themes, right? So what are content themes, right? Content themes are basically just main themes, what your business or your brand is about. Let's take a fashion store for a minute, like a boutique, right? So if you go into a boutique, a clothing boutique, it has different sections, but all of those sections come together to focus on one overall theme, fashion. I don't want to go to a department store and find bikes and hardware and drills and stuff like that. I just want to have fashion. So I know if I go to this fashion store, I'm going to get blouses, lingerie, shoes, jewelry, and accessories. But fashion is the core theme of my boutique or my business or whatever, right? So fashion, that's the main theme. And then you're going to think about other themes, other subtopics that you can use under fashion. Does that make sense so far? Okay. I'm still going on with the health theme. So let's use health as another theme. So health is very general, right? So there's weight loss coaches, there's health and wellness coaches, there's fat loss coaches, there's personal trainers. There's so many different people in the health field. How can I tell what kind of content to create, right? And it depends on if you're a weight loss coach or a health coach and stuff, right? So it depends on if you are a weight loss coach, a health expert and stuff. So health would be your main category. So when people come to your social media profiles or your landing pages and things like that, they'll know that health is your main category. But the subtopics that you can talk about can be like weight loss, fitness and exercise, sleep, energy. For example, for me, my business is social media. And under that umbrella, there's content creation, there's Facebook marketing, there's Instagram marketing, there's YouTube marketing. So when people come to my site, they know that it's social media, but there's other subtopics under that. So what I want you guys to do right now, really quick, it just only takes 30 seconds or a minute, or even if you want to do that later, the action step that I want you to take right now is to create a main theme around your brand and then create 3 subtopics. Think about what your brand represents, right? Think about what you want people to come to your website for. What do you want people to know you for, right? So think about that. And the action step is just to create a main theme around your brand. Doesn't matter, it can change over time. But for right now, let's just create a simple main theme and then create 3 subtopics. And if any of you are brave, I would love for you to add them in the comments, because you never know who is in here that may be a potential client that is in this masterclass. But that's not what I'm trying to do. I am trying to get you guys clients, right? So, but just think about that. Think about the main theme around your brand and then create 3 subtopics. And if you want to share that in the comments with me now, or share that in the comments with me later. Okay. So this is like my favorite part of the training, because the 5 types of content, this is where everything is going to come through. This is where you're going to shine. This is where everything is going to make sense. So once you have your market research and you have your content themes, this is where your core content strategy comes in, because this is different types of content that you have to post on social media on a given day. So the first type of content is training content. So why is training content so important? And training content is teaching somebody how to, or educational content. So this is important because it positions you as an expert. It offers value. They get a sample of your training style. Like people get a sample of your training style, right? It pre-sells for you. Okay, so it pre-sells for you. So different examples of training content can be like a masterclass like this, I'm offering a ton of value in this masterclass for you guys. It can be a simple help guide teaching somebody how to do something. It can be a case study, but case studies can be like kind of sales in kind of educational content, because a case study is basically showing people um, what you accomplish for a particular client or even for yourself. It's showing end result, like, oh, I took this person from 500,000 to $10 million or whatever, and this is here how I did it, right? And you can replicate my success. So it's basically a selling tool, and it's also an educational tool, case studies. Okay, it could be something as simple as a how-to article. Okay, and it can also be like a business Q&A session, right? So take a few seconds to think about the kind of training content that you can create for your business. What kind of training content? And even I know that I have some boutique and jewelry makers on the line and stuff. And educational content can definitely mean what kind of jewelry to wear to an interview, because some people don't know what they don't know. So that could be how-to content, how to wear the right pieces of jewelry or the correct gold or silver with outfits for a gala or for a wedding or things like that. That's how-to. It's training somebody how to look elegant for a special event. That's totally educational, because some people like me, I don't wear jewelry. I'm not a fashion person. Oh, I do wear jewelry, but I'm not like obsessed with it. And I'm not like a big time fashion person. I buy clothes when I need them, not when I want them, if that makes sense. So think about the educational content that you can create for your business, right? Okay. So the next type of content is thought leadership content. And this thought leadership content can piggyback off of educational content, but it goes a little deeper because this is industry specific content, but it's meant to do different things. And let's go through them, right? Again, this kind of content positions you as an expert. It builds trust. It increases brand awareness. It disrupts the industry, right? So it disrupts an industry. And what do I mean by that? The other day I was reading an article where it was a butcher, and he was a butcher and he was going against the grain, against the norm. He was saying, which is a sad story too, by the way. He was saying how there's cancer in meat, and most butchers, they see the cancer and they cut it out and they sell it anyway, right? So most butchers won't tell that because they're like, okay, if I say this, my sales are going to decline and I'm not going to get money. But this butcher disrupted the industry, and he's like, I'm exposing the truth of what's really going on in this industry, right? So thought leadership is really changing or challenging a thought of what's happening in an industry, and it's positioning you as an expert, as someone who is a thought leader who goes against what, I don't even want to say goes against what everyone is saying, but is a visionary and can see certain trends and things like that. For example, oh, thank you. So basically, for example, a thought leader, you can say something that challenges a thought because, for example, let me use social media, for example, because that's where I am an expert at. So people are saying, oh, you need a social media manager. You need a social media manager because you'll save time and this and that. But a social media manager that is going to be a thought leader or positions thought leader content will go 10 reasons why you should never hire a social media manager, right? And they'll tell you the different reasons why. And you're going to be like, why is this social media manager telling me that I shouldn't hire a social media manager? But he or she is going to give you details on why you shouldn't hire a social media manager. And it may be that this social media manager is not really a social media manager. And then they're going to give you tips and tricks on what you should do to hire a social media manager, right? Another example I would say, it would be like examples of what you should be doing in your industry and what you should not be doing in your industry. For example, like I know there's a lot of people, a lot of social media managers, they're teaching about bots, and there's a time and place for bots, but some people are doing the spammy methods and things like that. And some people are social media managers, but they're performing unethical practices and stuff. So A thought leadership article would be like, okay, I'm exposing what's happening in the social media world, and fill in your industry. It can be in the salon world, it can be in the jewelry world, it can be in the health world and things like that. And like, as far as health, a lot of people are into paleo and a lot of people are into Atkins and keto. And you can be a thought leader in your industry and say, hey, I know you think keto is great or you think paleo is great, but here's the truth about it, right? Or whatever. And people are, what is that, bulletproof, where people put butter in their coffee? Some people are like, oh my God, that's crazy. And some people are like, they live and swear by it, right? So you're just challenging a thought, right? I'm just sipping water here. I never really drink water on my lives, but since I'm talking a lot, I'm just sipping water, so thank you. All right, so the next type of content is lifestyle content. My favorite type of content, because this is what brings the human connection. It brings the human connection. It shows your personality. It shows your energy. It shows everything that you're about. And I want to share a story with you. When I was living in Thailand, I used to travel because in Thailand, you didn't have a full visa. Every 3 months, you had to go and renew your visa. That's just the way it was. I think the visa laws are a little different, but when I was living there, that's what I had to do. So I would travel often, and I would travel, actually, I think it was every 60 days, actually. And I would travel every 60 days to neighboring countries and countries that were close. And a lot of people would email me. And the thing is, I was posting pictures because, I was posting pictures because I wanted to. But at the same time, I was posting pictures because my family and friends, it was like a 12-hour difference, right? So I'm like at 10 o'clock in Bangkok, 10 p.m. in Bangkok was like 10 a.m. here. So my family couldn't really talk to me the way they wanted to talk to me because when I was sleeping, they was awake and vice versa or whatever. So I started to create. Well, I didn't even create it on purpose. I was just doing travel content and posting my travels. So people started to connect with me and say, hey, Nina, are you a travel agent? Like, how do you travel so much? What are you doing to travel? Are you a travel? I'm like, no, social media is my business, right? They're like, oh, social media is your business. So we started connecting on a personal level based on what I did as a hobby and what somebody desired to do or what they were already doing. So then we started talking. This is multiple people, by the way. When we started talking, they're like, oh, you're a social media? Well, I know somebody that needs social media, or I need social media. And the sales process was organic because we connected on something that didn't have anything to do with business. It just had to do with our personal interests. And even if you don't travel, you can think about things that you like to do that you want to share with the world, whether it's like you are a Peloton fanatic or whatever, or you knit. My best friend of 18 years, she just told me that she knit and crochet. And I'm like, I never knew that. I knew you for 18 years and I didn't even know that, right? If you knit and you crochet, because here's the thing, that's starting to build that connection. That's starting to build that relationship. It's starting to build a rapport in the human side. And the reason why lifestyle content is so important, I'll tell you this, right? Because when I was out networking in Las Vegas, when I lived in Texas, I was out networking and people weren't really into the lifestyle stuff because you're meeting them in person, right? Or whatever. They wanted to know, can you get them the results? And are you who you are? You say you are. I said that wrong, but you get what I'm saying, right? However, when it comes to online, there are maybe 100,000, 100,000, I don't know, I'm just using an extravagant number of people doing the same thing that you're doing. There's thousands of jewelry experts, there's thousands of boutiques, there's thousands of coaches, there's thousands of people that are online selling the same thing, saying the same thing. And I know this because when I was learning from trying to find a coach, I was downloading freebie after freebie, and every coach said the same exact thing. I'm going to teach you how to do this. Apples and apples, right? The only differentiator was their personality, their energy, their lifestyle, and things like that. And some people, you want to resonate with somebody. I don't want to say like you don't have to have the same lifestyle as them, but you want to see if you want to learn from somebody, you want to make sure you're learning from somebody that shares the same values and morals that you do. Because you see some people, they're like, hustle, 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 hustle all day, don't stop, die, sleep when you're dead, right? And they look like they are dead because they're hustling 24/7, okay? And there's some people who are like, no, you don't need to hustle all day. You could just hustle with ease and grace or whatever. So it's up to you to decide who you want to connect with or who you want to invest in, right? So that's why lifestyle content is so important, because it's showing that the human side, it's showing a personal connection, it's showing energy, it's showing that you are relatable to people, right? If that makes sense. Okay. The next, I forgot that I had these slides here. So let me go through it real quick. The lifestyle content, it builds connection, it builds the know, like, and trust factor. It shows you are human. It attracts your dream clients, right? So the next kind of content is inspirational content. And a lot of people think that inspirational contents are quotes like dream big, dream bigger, do whatever it takes, go take on the world, right? And those quotes are inspirational and they're great. However, inspirational content is more than just quotes. It tells a story. It shows what's possible. It motivates, and you get higher engagement because people want to see that. They want to hear that. And what I mean by this, what is inspirational content if it's not motivational quotes, right? What is it? Like, I was watching The Pursuit of Happiness the other day. I've always wanted to watch that movie, and it's a very inspiring movie. If you've never seen it, it's based on a true story with Will Smith. Well, not about Will Smith, but Will Smith played the guy. James, what was his name? Chris Gardner. Chris Gardner. He was a single father who was down on his luck, and he was good with numbers, but he was trying to sell some kind of bone density machine, but it wasn't selling the way he needed it to be selling. And a chance meeting with a guy in a Ferrari, he said, "What do you do?" And then the guy was like, "I'm a stockbroker." So Chris put in his mind that he wanted to be a stockbroker. So he did whatever it took. He went through so much adversity, but he was still persistent. He was consistent, tenacious, and determined to be a stockbroker, right? And I don't want to be a spoiler or whatever, but that movie was so inspiring. I'm actually going to do a live about that because a lot of people need to watch that movie. I want to make it like a business 101 to see determination and having a vision pays off, but I don't want to go off on a tangent here. But anyway, so inspirational content is really inspiring someone, because here's the thing, people don't believe in themselves, right? Some people don't believe in themselves because ever since they were a little girl or a little boy, they've been told or showed they weren't good enough or whatever. And they're thinking, well, that's good enough for her or him because she has this going for her. She's skinny, she's pretty, she has a great boyfriend, whatever the case may be. They'll put limiting beliefs in their head and they don't think it's possible for them. They don't think things are possible for them. They're like, well, that's good for you, but not for me because I'm not that person, right? So when you're creating inspiring content, you really want to show people what's possible. It's kind of like from rags to riches or adversity to triumph or whatever, right? And it can be, you don't have to have like a violin type story, right? It could just be like, I had a $10,000 sale today, or I had a $500 sale, or I got my first client or whatever, right? Or whatever. And I did whatever it took. I was struggling and I did this and I did that and I hired a coach and then I finally got a big sale and I'm so excited, right? Or it can be different. It can be a violent story, if that makes sense, or whatever, right? Or whatever. Because like when I moved to Thailand, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know the language. I didn't even have an apartment. I just booked a flight and I figured it out when I got there. And people were like, "Oh my God, you're so brave. That's so inspiring," and this and that. So you have to find out what you can share that's inspiring that will help people move forward and take the action that you want them to take, or change their thought to make them see that it's possible to achieve their dreams. Okay. So that's different types of inspirational content. Okay. So with social media, people say, "Oh, you shouldn't sell when you're selling on social media." Okay. If you're in business and if you're not making sales, you don't have a business. You need to be in business and you need to make sales. Here's the thing. When you go on social media, you do not want to be selling. All your posts should not be sell, right? That is a turnoff, okay? So what is selling on social media? Because you want to sell in a way that you're not being pushy, slimy, or salesy, right? So if you guys didn't know, I started as a writer. However, if you guys are familiar with AWAI online, that's a copywriting school where I took a course there for copywriting and I became a copywriter as well. So in the mix, when I was in Vegas and doing all that work, I was doing a mixture of content writing, writing blogs and articles and press releases and case studies and special reports, anything you name it. Then sales pages, I was writing copywriting, sales pages and advertorial content for magazines for business who wanted to advertise in magazines and stuff like that. Content and copy are different, and I don't want to go too much into that here. But when it comes to sales on social media, that's when we have to get into a little bit of copywriting, right? And sales is based on, and I'm going to use a copywriting formula, and it's called AIDA, and it's basically attention, interest, desire, and action. So when you're writing sales content, you want to get their attention. And usually getting someone's attention is getting a headline. Like, I got your attention, say, hey, you're struggling with creating content. That gets your attention because that was your challenge. That's what you're thinking in your head. I'm struggling with creating content. I know that if I create great content, I can get the clients that I want and need, but I'm struggling with it, right? So that gets your attention, right? So it also builds your interest, and interest gets you interested because that's when we go back to that market research and we start using those words that those people are using. I'm struggling with weight loss. I'm overwhelmed with my diet choices. I'm frustrated that I can't write content the way I want to. Keep spinning my wheels. That's when we're building interest, when we're actually using those words that we got from the market research. And throwing it right back at them. And that goes into, don't worry if you're not a good writer, because if you don't have to be a good writer. What you have to do is know how to speak in a conversational tone, and you have to know how to listen and use the same words that your target market is using and throw it right back at them. Does that make sense? Can I get a like? Can I get a love? If it does, thank you. So that builds interest, right? So next, it's about desire. So you got their attention, you got their interest, you're talking about their pain points, but you're not agitating, and we can go into that another day. So you're building desire, and you could be like, I know how you feel because I used to struggle with creating content, or I used to struggle with weight loss. So whatever the case may be, fill in the blank for your business, and you could say, I know how it feels, but I overcame it, and when I overcame it, I lost weight, I had so much energy, I learned how to create content, and my business exploded. I got 100 leads overnight. I made my first 10K sale, whatever the case may be. So you're building that desire, and you're showing the client, that your potential client, that, hey, I know what you're going through, but I know that I can help you. You have this problem and I have the solution. Okay. So, and then the next step would be you lead them to an action step. And the action would be call now, buy now, enroll now, invest now, grab your seat now. People, and it's so funny because people don't like to be sold to, but they like to buy. But at the same time, they need to be guided. They're secretly waiting to be guided, right? Or whatever. So you see it online all the time. People are like, oh, come join my class, or come join my program, or here's a link to this. And you'll see people write, I want this, I want that. Tell me how to sign up. Tell me. And I'm like, we just showed you how to sign up. We just told you, here's the link that you click on. This is the link that you click on, right? Or whatever. So when you're writing sales copy for social media, you want to build that connection, that relationship rapport. You want to get that attention. You want to get their interests. You want to tap into their desires, and then you want them to take action. That action could be like, sign up for my newsletter, go to my link for my program, go to my link for my sales. And usually we don't sell directly on social media. We usually guide them to like a free offer or a free masterclass like this or something like that. And then after they get the free stuff, that's when you can guide them into a sale. And sometimes you don't even have to sell, right? You don't, just because you're selling something, whether you're selling a free product or a paid product, you still want to use copywriting elements to get them to take your desired action that you want them to take. Hey, Deanne, I'm so glad that you can join. Wow. Thank you so much. We're just talking. So I want to do something a little different here. So before I go on, before I carry on to the next part of this, because it's already at 8:38 and I want to be respectful of your time. I want to see if any of you guys have specific questions over the content that we just said here. And then your go-to girl main theme. Okay, is that she? She? Do you call yourself she or Cherise? Your go-to girl. What does that mean? Is your go-to girl what? Your go-to girl for what? Are you a virtual assistant? Or are you also a content developer or content creator? Because your go-to girl sounds vague, and I don't know exactly what that means. It can mean a wide variety of things. So if you can get a little specific with your main theme so people can know exactly what you do, that will be helpful. So repurpose content. So what does repurposing content mean, right? So you see this, people say repurpose content, repurpose content. So what repurpose content is basically reusing content. So if you, let's give you an example, and I'm going to give you an example a little later too, is say if you create a masterclass like this, right? And once it's finished, you can take this masterclass and turn it into different types of content. You can take this content and turn it into a blog post. You could take that blog post and turn it into infographics and graphic images for your Instagram or Pinterest or whatever. And I'm saying this because I know a lot of you on here, you are familiar with those social media sites, right? You could take this, I could take bits and pieces of this masterclass and turn it into a Facebook video. I can even turn it into an ebook. So repurposing content is just a way to reuse content. So it helps you reach a new audience, okay? So it also mixes up your content. It changes it to video, to text, to images, because there's different types of learners, kinesthetic, audio, and visual, I think. So you have to really think about the different types of people who you're attracting. I'll tell you a story real quick. I'm full of stories, right? So I had a Facebook friend I never met before, whatever. This person was following me on Facebook. I post Facebook Lives consistently. And I've been this person's Facebook friend for a long time. And I'll do a live on Facebook, and then I'll do some content on Instagram. So this person, I started doing some lives on Instagram, and this person started following me on Instagram and liked what I had to say, called me, we did a discovery call and things like that. But at the same time, I was producing the same content on Facebook, but just in a different format. But when I took it over to Instagram, the same type of content, that's when that clicked to that person. So that person had a different learning style and we connected. So that's why it's important to mix up your content for the different platforms, for like Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and different social media platforms, because you may have the same people on both platforms, but their learning style is going to drive them to engage in your content and listen to your content or read your content based on if they're a kinesthetic learner, or audio learner, or visual learner, right? So just think about that. It actually saves you time, because a lot of people are saying, oh, I don't have time to create content and I need to create, and people tell you, oh, the different platforms are different. You have to create different content for Facebook. You have to create different content for Instagram. That's true in a sense, but not really. So you can create the same content and you can just disperse it on the different outlets. So you're not creating 3 different pieces of content for Instagram and 3 different pieces of content for Facebook. So it's saving you time. And like I said this earlier, that it caters to different learning styles. So an example, let's say we did a 3 ways to lose weight without dieting. Let's say that, right? You can create that to repurpose that. You would create the first kind of form of content you want, and that would be like a Facebook Live, right? So once you do that Facebook Live, and there's tools and tricks where you could download that, or they have software where you can upload that Facebook Live directly to YouTube and put it on a YouTube video. Once that video or Facebook Live is up, you can take the content 3 ways to lose weight and type it into a text type content article blog post, right? So once you create that blog post, and it sounds like a lot, but it's not, because it's still the same content. You're just taking it and putting it in different mediums to attract or to appease the different learning styles from your audience, because people in your audience, they're not all going to be the same. They're going to be different, right? And you could do that and take that email newsletter, turn it into email newsletter, then take that same content, 3 ways to lose weight, and turn it into an audio recording. And then you could take it and create quote graphics and say way number 1, way number 2, way number 3, and have a visual image. And don't worry, I know this may sound overwhelming, but it's easier than you think, and you don't have to repurpose it like 6, 7, 8 different ways. You could just take a Facebook Live and turn it into a blog post. That's good enough. But I'm just giving you an example on what you can do. Okay? So now that you repurpose content, you have ways that you're going to connect with your audience and cater to their different learning styles. You want to automate your content. And a lot of people say, oh, automating content, I feel like I'm cheating my audience. Automating content, if you guys are savvy, they're like, that messes up the algorithms with Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. But the truth is, automating content is going to save you so much time, right? It saves you time. It helps you promote your content. It helps you engage more, and it helps you sell more. So what is content automation? So content automation is basically, once you create the content, you can put it in scheduled tools. If you guys are familiar with, like, there's Hootsuite, there's Buffer, there's MeetEgger, and basically what those are, they're like software that have content calendars where you can take, it's like set it and forget it. You could take 2 weeks worth of content or a month worth of content, sometimes 3 or 6 months worth of content, and dump it in this machine. Let me see, because I'm like a visual person. So let me see if I got you guys, if I can get on here for you guys to show you. So this is one I use. It's called Social Report. And there's a delay. Hopefully you guys can still see the screen. And Social Report is just a content calendar, and basically you can go ahead and schedule different types of content on a consistent basis on different days of the week. And it's like set it and forget it. You see here, I could just say something like hola, whatever. And I have a lot of different social media networks where I can connect the networks one at a time. I can create content and share this content over all my networks, right? I'm just going to do that really quick. And then, okay, Sharice, no worries. I'll look at that later. And then we can set the content to go out and schedule it. As you can see, post date and time. And the reason why you want to automate content, because it saves you so much time. Let's say you take a Saturday and you have that Saturday to go ahead and say, hey, I want to schedule 2 weeks worth of content. Like this weekend, we're going to Virginia to visit my family. I'm not going to have time to go ahead and go in manually and post manually to Facebook. So I'm going to schedule that content out so I know that it is available for my clients and they can go and absorb that content. But what's most important is that when you are scheduling content in an automation tool, that frees up your time so you can go engage. And engagement means that you can just go and connect and build relationships with your ideal clients. And engaging would be engaging. People are going to start responding to your content when you post it. You can go in and start having real connections with your ideal client. You can go on Facebook groups and engage with those people that are in the different Facebook groups and offer value. And also, by automating your content, that frees up your time so you can promote your content. Because a lot of people say, oh, I put content inside of my automation scheduler. It's going out. Just because it goes out, that doesn't mean that everybody sees it. So you still want to be able to promote your content. And promoting your content, there's so many different ways you can do it. You can promote your content on Instagram. You can promote your content in groups on their promo days or open groups that let you do open promotion. You can promote your content on your own page. You can do a Facebook ad to promote your content. So when you're automating your content, your articles and your images and stuff, it frees up your time so you can focus on more revenue producing activities, okay? or whatever. And then it gives you time to create more content that your clients want. And it gives you time, and I'm not going to go into this here either, but it gives you time to analyze your content to see what's working, what's not. Most social media tools have insights and analytics to show you what's working with your content and what's not, right? And you can most likely tell that your content is working when people are sharing it and engaging with it and talking to you, right? So, wow, it's at 8:48 and I'm so glad that it's 8:48. I thought this was going to be like 60 to 90 minutes, so we are on time. How many times should you promote a day, Brittany? Well, it depends on, that's what I was going to ask. Let's do this first. If you guys have questions before I go into the next segment, and the next segment is only going to be like about 10 or 15 minutes, not even. But basically, how many times should you promote a day? It depends, Brittany, where you are promoting your content. If it's on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, it doesn't matter. It does matter, but I'm just trying to think right now. Because here's the thing. Brittany asked a good question because a lot of people say, how many times you're going to promote a day? I don't want to bother my audience. I don't want to disconnect from my audience. I don't want my audience to stop following me. But here's the thing. If somebody's in your audience and they stop following you, they're not your ideal client, because your ideal client wants to hear from you. Your ideal client wants you to hear what you have to say. They are excited about you. They want to see what's going on in your life. They want to hear your content. They want to offer you value. I have somebody I follow and they literally post 7 or 8 times a day, but I love the content because it's speaking to me and it's speaking to my desires and my heart. Like, as far as promoting, if you're selling stuff, you don't want to be selling like 15 times a day, right? So that's why it's important, Brittany, to have a mixture of that content. You want to have your lifestyle content. You want to have that inspirational content. You want to offer that value. Then you want to ask for the sale. So you want to be promoting your free value content more than you're selling, if that makes sense or whatever. So I would say, have those 5 different types of content and post that every day. And then if you're in business, I want you to be selling every day too. So you can make 1 to 2 sales posts, because sometimes people who are on your Facebook page or on your Instagram page, they don't see your content because of the algorithms. And I'm not going to go into that because it's a little bit too techy. In advance, you're welcome, Brittany. Fiona, as far as sharing on couple of different platforms or stick to a few, it just depends, okay? Because you want to master at least one platform before you go to the next. You want to go on 1 or 2. I see people that don't have a strategy and they're going all over the place, and you're like, what's going on here? What's happening? I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what's happening. So you want to stick to at least 1 or 2 platforms, master those platforms like the back of your hand or whatever. And then once you master those platforms, you can get on to the next. So my boyfriend's on the line now, and I'm probably going to do an interview with him, not today, but he was on YouTube and he grew his YouTube last year through consistency to 2,000 fans. He just reached monetization today. If you guys are YouTube, you know that when you reach a certain amount of hours, you can get monetized and have ads and things like that or whatever. He was consistent and just focused on that one platform. That was his main platform. And then he used Instagram to direct people back to the YouTube channel. So I would just say 1 to 2, okay? Yeah, Deanne. Yeah, as far as posting enough, because maybe I'll do another one about the Facebook and Instagram algorithms and stuff like that. Because here's the thing, depending on how many friends you have and depending on who you're engaging with or who you're liking and stuff. And here's the thing. Oh God, I'm getting excited because this is what I love to do, but I don't want to overwhelm you guys or whatever. But it's just like, even if you post like 6 times a day, a lot of people are still not going to see it because these algorithms are a little tricky here with the social media. They're going to say, hey, Brittany posted at 9 o'clock, but Nina didn't engage with Brittany. So Nina doesn't care what Brittany says. So I'm not going to show Brittany what Nina's saying. But Nina engaged with Deanne. 2 times a day. So when Deanne posts, I'm going to show Nina's Deanne's post because it shows that Nina and Deanne are communicating and they're liking each other's posts. So I'm going to give more weight to Nina's posts and make sure they show up in Deanne's feed, if that makes sense, right? And that's kind of like the way the algorithms work in the most baby sense I can tell you, right? And then they take more clout over video. Video gets so much more engagement than just regular text and posts or whatever, right? Or whatever like that. So you want to be posting multiple times a day. And there's so many people say, oh, don't post. I only post when I'm inspired. And here's the thing, like I always say, treat your social media business or your social media pages like a brick and mortar store. If you go into Bed Bath & Beyond and they don't have merchandise, you're going to be like, what's going on? They're going to be like, oh, I didn't feel inspired to put out pots and pans today. And you're going to be like, what? What's going on, right? So you want to treat your social platforms like a brick and mortar store. You want to have that kind of feeling where you're out on there every day, right? So even if you're posting 3 or 5 times a day, that's fine because you want to be promoting your content, right? So that's where the repurposing comes in. Okay. So thank you guys for asking questions. And I just wanted to share with you guys because it's Black Friday and Black Friday is coming up. And I know that a lot of you guys told me that you want more followers, more leads, more discovery calls booked, but you guys are having challenges with creating content, planning content, deciding on what platform your content should be on, that you're not consistent with your content, that you don't have a content plan. And I just wanted to share with you that I'm introducing this brand new program. I just really created it like 2 days ago, and it's called Social Boost. It's a 6-week private coaching program, right? It's 6-week private coaching program with me where I'm going to be talking with you and helping you go through all this and helping you create this content. So it's a 6-week private coaching program. And we're going to go through a couple of things here. So like week 1, it's going to be strategy and goal setting. I have a 3 process framework. It's called Strategize, Socialize, Sell, where we're going to go through that and create a strategy. You're going to know exactly what you're doing. You're going to know exactly where you're leading people to. You're going to learn the different types of socialization you need, whether it's going to be Facebook Lives, whether it's going to be Instagram stories, whether it's going to be both. We're going to get that for you and set that foundation so you know exactly the strategy that you're going to be doing on social media. Week 2, we're going to dive into the content creation, where we dive into content creation, and that content creation is going to be delving into what I just talked about, the 5 different types of content, going into that market research, going deeper and diving deeper into seeing exactly what your clients want from you. And I know a lot of you are different on the line. There's boutique business, jewelry business, content planners, health and healing coaches, social media managers, virtual assistants. So it's going to be unique and specific to your specific business, because there's a lot of other ways to find out what your clients want that I did not mention here. We're going to go into your social platforms. Whether you have your social platforms set up or not, we're either going to set them up or we're going to optimize them and show you what you need to be doing. My specialty is Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We're going to be showing you exactly what you're going to be doing on Facebook and Instagram on a daily basis to optimize your channels to get your ideal clients coming to you, okay? 4 week, we're going to go into social automation. I showed you my social report calendar, but there's Hootsuite. It's probably the easiest one and the free one. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to create a calendar after we create content. And we're going to go ahead and create that social automation strategy. So that way we can focus on what you're going to be doing when your content is working for you on autopilot. Week 5, we're going to go into repurposing the content, and we're going to learn how to use simple graphic tools like Canva, where you can create graphics that you can put on Instagram stories and Facebook posts and things like that. We're going to go ahead and learn the repurpose of content. And then 6, we're going to put that content marketing plan all together. You're going to know exactly what to do on a daily basis. You're going to know if you need to do a Facebook Live every day. You're going to know if you need to do stories every day on Instagram. You're going to know exactly what you need to do and exactly what you have to say day, how many times you need to post, and what you need to post to get your ideal clients coming to you instead of you going to them and chasing them down, right? So we're going to help you do that specific content plan. Thank you, Katrina, for watching. So here's the deal. This is a Black Friday special that I just crafted up, and it's a private 6-week one-on-one coaching program with me. You get 6 calls, 1 call a week, 1 30-minute call. We can hop on a Zoom. If you don't know, I'm very techy, so I can help you with the tech aspects of whatever you're struggling with as well, or whatever. So we'll hop on a 30-minute call, and then if you guys are familiar with Voxer, it's a walkie-talkie app. And you can get unlimited Voxer access to me. So in addition to your 1-week phone call every week, you're going to get a limited Voxer access to me where you can ask me your most pressing question at any time, right? So I only have 5 spots available right now because I want to make sure that I am giving you the most value, and I don't want to overwhelm myself or overwhelm you, and I have other things going on, and I only have 5 spots available. It's usually $9.97. This program is just started. So this program is usually $9.97, but you're not going to pay that because it's Black Friday. I'm launching this on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or whatever like that. And I really want you to get value, and I really want you to get, I think I told you guys it's called Social Boost. I really want you to get a boost. If you guys just do this and you have me holding your hand, I have over 10 years experience and I'm holding your hand. I've been doing this like I could do this in my sleep, and I want to help you. Just think about what drew you here to me to get on this live stream. I could do the same thing for your business, whatever your business is, and help you create that compelling content to get your clients to come to your masterclasses, your live streams, your products, your services. So your investment would be $495, right? But I want to even sweeten the deal because I know it's Black Friday, and I know that you guys are getting ready for Christmas shopping and purchasing stuff, but I want to make this a no-brainer for you because I really want you to get the success and the clients that you want and need, okay? So I actually even am offering 3 easy payments of $167. This is a no-brainer offer if you want to get clients, if you want to get your social media up and running, and you want to get streamlined. And I have 3 easy payments of $167. You can get started right now for only $167. And then it's a monthly payment, okay? And what I wanted to do is I have to put the link in the comments, and I'll put the link in the comments after to the sales page. When you invest, just invest and then send me a private message so I can know that you invest, so my assistant can send you a link to my booking calendar so we can get started. But if you guys want to get more leads, more followers, more engagement, more discovery call booked, more clients, more eyeballs on your social media pages, this is a no-brainer. My coaching programs are $7,000 to $12,000 a month. I don't even offer 6-week coaching programs. My coaching program that I have is a 6-month program, and I have a 12-month program, right? So I have a 6-month program and a 12-month program. So I'm doing this as a special Black Friday offer. It's a Black Friday offer, and I have 3 easy payments of $167 if you don't want to invest the $495 all in full. But I just want to put a disclaimer that these 3 easy payments are going away after Cyber Monday. So you will not be able to do the 3 easy payments after Cyber Monday. So just think about it. Another thing I wanted to say is that I'm offering this to you guys because you guys are on my list, on my masterclass. I did not promote this yet, but I'm going to be promoting it after. And the easy pay is going away after Cyber Monday. So just think about that and let me know what you guys think. But I really want to get you guys the clients. And I know that I've used these strategies for myself, and I use these strategies for my clients. And I want to use these strategies for you so you could see how effortless and how easy it can be getting clients on social media when you have the right plan and the right support and the right guidance and the right accountability. All right, so I told you to click on the link in the comments to grab your spot, but I have to get the link, okay? So I'll probably get that link a little bit later because I have some private stuff on my computer. But anyway, So we're about to end this. It was about an hour, but before I end this, I want to be fair to you guys. And I think Sharice, you asked me questions, but I'm gonna go. I have to go back up and scroll up to read what your question was, so I can answer you in depth. Um, so, do any of you guys have any questions? I am here for you. I am here for you. Ask your questions. If you are scared to ask your questions in the main thread, just send me a PM and let me know what your question is. Just send me a private message here on Facebook, and I'm here to help you. I'm here to answer your questions. I'm going to send you an email after this. And after I send you an email, you can reply to that email. I'm a real person. I read every comment. I love engaging with you guys. I love helping you guys. I just want you guys to succeed so you can live out your desires, get your clients, and whatever your desires are, I want you to live those desires to the best of your ability. So, no one has any questions? If no one has any questions, thank you, Tina. I do appreciate the likes. Well, you can follow Tina and give me a like or a love. No thumbs down, but if you want to, you can. So, but you can give me a like or a love or whatever. But if we have no questions, then I'm going to end this here. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You could have been anywhere today, but you chose to be here with me, learning from me. And I thank you. I really thank you. And I really want all you guys to succeed. I want to help all you. Yeah, thank you, Deanne. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Yeah. You are so welcome. You're so welcome. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Eat your tofurkey, or do you call it tofuki? How do you say that? Tofurkey? Or eat your turkey and ham and all that good stuff. Enjoy your family and friends and have a great day. And thank you so much. You guys take care. Bye. Nina Nicole signing out. 1 second, James, because I have to end this. I have to end this.